Well, once again, J.K. Rowling speaks out, and a lot of people wish she wouldn't. Just most recently, she was talking about saying that trans women are not women, and they are. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, J.K. Rowling. I'll be honest, I've never seen a Harry Potter film. I've never read any of the books. There's one that's directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who made Gravity and Children of Men, which are brilliant films and amazing visual style. That's pretty much the only one I want to see. I think it's the third one. So if I was going to watch any, I'd just watch that one and probably skip the rest. But then I did watch Fantastic Beasts, the first film. I did enjoy that. Then I saw the second one, which came out in 2018, and enjoyed that. That was 2 years later. Number 3 was supposed to come out late 2020. Regardless of the current situation, it was put back to 2021. Given how poorly received the second film was, even though I thought it was alright, I could understand the issue. Because I don't want to give spoilers here. Then there's potential rumours it was going to be put back to 2022, and that the planned 5-film saga was going to be reduced down to 4 films. So yeah, it's not going too well for the wizarding world of J.K. Rowling. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets cancelled altogether, because she's just spouting on Twitter when she has no need to be. I mean, if I was earning millions and millions and millions of pounds from my books and films, I would not. I don't think I'd have a Twitter account. What would be the point of it? Why speak up? Why potentially ruin all that cash coming in? Okay, she's loaded anyway, but why rock the boat? Anyway, she wants to rock the boat again. It was funny last time. I should have made a video at the time, but she was saying, I mean, it's not funny peculiar, not, you'll get what I mean. She made a tweet. She got called out on it by Stephen King. He agreed trans women are women, but she disagreed, and then he removed his tweet that backed up. I think it was a retweet that backed up, originally backed up what she was saying, because he was no longer agreeing with her, because she made a bit of a prat of herself. And yes, she's did it again. So today, this is one of 11 tweets. So Ristan writes, who had money on J.K. Rowling pivoting to support those who call people who take mental health medication lazy? I take daily medication to function. The sentiment is beyond offensive. It's actively harmful to millions. She says, I've ignored fake tweets attributed to me and RT'd widely. I've ignored, I can't say certain words. I've ignored tweeted at children on a thread about their art. We'll come back to that in a bit. I've ignored threats. I'm not going to ignore this. Number 2, when you lie about what I believe about mental health medication, and when you misrepresent the views of a trans woman for whom I feel nothing but admiration and solidarity, like that last week, you cross a line. Number 3, because you can only put so many characters in a message. I've written and spoken about my own mental health challenges, which include OCD, depression and anxiety. I did so recently in my essay, Turf Wars. I've taken antidepressants in the past and they help me. And TERF is an acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. Coined in 2008, the term was originally applied to a minority of feminists espousing sentiments that other feminists consider transphobic, such as the rejection of the assertion that trans women are women, the exclusion of trans women from women's spaces, and opposition to transgender rights legislation. This meaning has since expanded to refer more broadly to those with trans-exclusive views who may have no involvement with radical feminism. So basically, J.K. Rowling's rather making a prat of herself again. Number 4. Many health professionals are concerned that young people struggling with their mental health are being shunted towards hormones and surgery when this may not be in their best interests. Number 5. Many, myself included, believe we are watching a new kind of conversion therapy for young gay people who are set on a lifelong path of medicalisation that may result in the loss of their fertility and or sexual function. Number 6. These concerns were explored by the recent BBC documentary about Tavistock Clinic. Whistleblowers were talking about transitions driven by homophobia. Number 7. As I've said many times, transition may be the answer for some. For others, it won't. Witness the accounts of detransitioners. The system sees surgery as the easy fix to girls who do not conform. Here's the title. That's number 7. Number 8. Sophie is a trans woman and a true feminist ally. This didn't sound the J.K. Rowling we've been hearing about lately. She was making the point that antidepressants were overprescribed to teenagers in the past with serious consequences. Number 9. The long-term health risks of cross-sex hormones have now been tracked over a lengthy period. These side effects are often minimised or denied by trans activists. Number 10. Carl Hennigan, Professor of Evidence-Based Medicine at Oxford University, has described the off-label use of puberty blockers on under-18s as an unregulated live experiment on children. Number 11. None of that may trouble you or disturb your belief in your own righteousness, but if so, I can't pretend I care much about your bad opinion of me. I would have thought you would, given how much money you make out of people. P.S. I've just realised you can't see Sophie's tweet in the screenshot above, so you can't see how cynically, that's the original post of the original tweet, has misrepresented her. And Sophie says, hormone prescriptions are the new antidepressants. Yes, they are sometimes necessary and life-saving, but they should be a last resort, not the first option. Pure laziness for those who would rather medicate than put in the time and effort to heal people's minds. I did try antidepressants once when I was going through a particular time. Personally, they didn't work for me. I just I understood from people that you meant to give them a couple of weeks to bed in, and quite frankly, I was looking for a new job at the time, and so you're supposed to give them a couple of weeks to bed in. After 4 days, I was looking for work, having interviews, and they were just giving me the poops basically. And I could not have that while I'm looking for a job, and I just had to ditch them. And to me, the answer was listening to music that cheered me up, watching comedy shows that cheered me up. That was the only thing I could do. I felt you had to pull myself out of the nosedive, to quote a line from another song. Just, no tablets, just use yourself to pull yourself out of it. That was me. But as for other people, Cara Kernan says, oh, for sake, can we hear less from you? No one is asking for any of your opinions. They are harmful to so many, yet you spew them on the regular. People are hurting and you're hurting them just more. And for what? Way to live up to the expression, never meet your idol. Good point. Kay Montgomery says, please leave trans people alone. Please. Yeah, JK, why don't you just keep out of it? And then I said we'd come back to this point. Stare Decisis says, why would you ignore tweeted at children on a thread about their art? That doesn't sound like something you should let slide. Laurelie replies, because nothing stops the people doing that, and highlighting it only fuels them because they know they found a target. Their behaviour towards her and towards the children's post has been so egregious, so grotesque, that it is still shocking, no matter how frequently it happens. Worley replies, exactly what I thought. Like, why is she bragging about ignoring that stuff? Indeed. Rory says, that is so deliberate misrepresentation. Yet comes a reply, what is there to misinterpret? She outright says it. Ashley said, because to retweet it would expose more children to it. She blocked and reported it. Do we know that? You don't give psychopaths who would do that to children more attention. And Jordan confirms, no, she can report it. Because we've got no guarantee she has reported it. Meanwhile, on the last tweet, Jason replies, can you simplify this? Because I'm getting mixed messages about your views on gays, homophobia, human rights, and a lot of other things. I'm not quite sure where you stand. This didn't make it better. I'm feeling the same. I can't quite grasp which direction J.K. Rowling's coming from. She could have just said nothing. She could, but she planned to speak out, and now she's just confusing the issue. She needs to make it clear. Greg replies, well, that's kind of the point. These days, most transphobes, as well as similar people like racists or homophobes, don't outright admit their discrimination. They hide behind fancy words and complex babbling. Well, we've had 11 tweets of babbling. Fancy words like women deserve rights and women will not have their rights rolled back to validate men. And Greg confirms, oh, thanks, I'd forgotten to add blatant lies. So, what is J.K. Rowling up to? Why? Why, J.K. Rowling? Why? You're just making it worse. There's just no beginning to how much you're confusing the issue and just making the whole matter worse. Why don't you just stop tweeting and just get back to your books and making you millions and millions? You must be really bored just to start going on Twitter and spouting things. Perhaps you got too much money. Perhaps you should give some of it away and go back to writing stories in a coffee shop again. So what are your views about J.K. Rowling and what she's up to? Comment below. In the meantime, please like this video and share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the little bell to get all the notifications, and cue Genesis.